Hello everybody! So how ready is your website for meta keywords for SEO strategies? This is Stef from Samayas and welcome to my channel. So this video is part of a series of SEO strategies wherein we look first at the definition of what we can do and then dig in with .NET. So as a developer, we all know basic HTML, right? What do search engines really read on our website? And what is important or isn't? So what are the meta keywords? It's a tag that contains hidden keywords identifying what this page content might be about. So nowadays, keywords are absolutely necessary, right? Or wrong? Well, that actually depends on the audience you're targeting. Google and Yahoo have dropped keywords since 2009. Bing has dropped it since 2014. However, if you go to the Eastern market, like Russia, Yandex is still weakly using it. And since 2020, Baidu and the good news are again extensively using it. So now, depending on the markets you target, you might or you might not include this keyword tag. Some have complained that by including keyword tags, in essence, you are sharing your SEO strategies with the world. But then again, everything on your web page is public. Using other content types on your page might slightly more hide or embellish those keywords, but they're still visible to the world. So, do you still need to include those keywords or not? Well, that's up to you, or the type of site you create. The past unfortunately has proven that some sites have been abusing this tag as well. So if you do use keywords, in general, you should have between 3 to 5 keywords. You shouldn't be using keyword stuffing, and you should use long tail words. So now let's have a look at how we can technically implement the keywords. Let's dig in. So next, I created a new ASP.NET Core MVC application, and I've called it Basic Meta Keywords. Of course, technically, I continue on the previous meta description version, but for those who haven't followed, the first modification is that I renamed the models folder to view models, and I renamed the error model to error view model. And then finally, I created a base view model. In a base view model has a constructor with 3 parameters. First the title, then the meta description, and then finally keywords. And for each of those variables, I have created 3 properties with a getter and a setter, but technically, a getter would be sufficient. Then next off, I've created a home view model, which inherits from my base view model, and all parameters are just passed along. Now, depending on your type of solution, you might have a view model per controller, or for certain controllers, you might even have a multitude of view models, or if your application is very simple, you might just have one view model for the whole of your application. But that's up to you. Then once we have our view models in place, next we go to the home controller. And now the home controller is modified, and under my index and privacy, I've insert a home view model, which takes 3 parameters. The first parameter is title, the second parameter is description, and the third parameter are a multitude of keywords. And of course, since this whole needs to work, my error view model also needs to inherit from my base view model. And the plumbing, which glues everything together, is in the layout. In my layout, now I add a model which is a base view model. And so each of the sub view models must inherit the base view model, and each of the properties used in this layout must be available in the base view model. And so next to my model title and my model description, finally I added a model keywords. Very simple. Now again, whether or not you need that, that's up to you to judge. Technically, you could make this much more complex and try to determine if it's a search engine coming from the east or not, and show the keywords only in certain scenarios, but since we don't gain or lose anything, showing those keywords isn't an issue. So now if I run my page, well, keywords are never seen, so I need to do a view, source, and here we have our keywords, and for our home page, we have 3 keywords. If I go to the privacy page, and I do view source again, now here we have 4 keywords. Very simple, right? And then finally, the reason to put everything in our home controller, or our home controls in general, is so that next to the title and or the description, those keywords might also come from a database or might be centralized under properties in a resix resource file. But again, that's up to you. Now it's just up to you to find the right solution that fits your needs and then be creative on creating keywords. If you guys enjoy this content, please give it a thumbs up Subscribe to this channel and hit the bell sign. Or leave a comment down below.